Kerr is here with me to talk about the Qatar Goodwood Festival, day one, the sun's shining, which is a very good start to the day, and we're looking forward to the feature race, the Group 1 Qatar Goodwood Cup. Anna, I suppose it's all about Stradivarius at this stage, isn't it?
If there's any racecourse that you can try and find a chink in the armour of the favourite, it's got to be Goodwood. And I think Torsador coming here, Jessie Harrington's first runner at Goodwood, and massive race in the Gold Cup. She said he travelled over well. I think Lay Stradivarius, there's a few options there. I know that you liked Del Harold at a very big price.
On the
some people think you're crazy.
On the Matchbook betting podcast, and it has been said before, I do think he's got a good chance, with those blinkers on. Look, you and I both know, and you know this track very well, that if you can get a lead here, which I think Del Harold might do, you can just get away from them. And equally, as you mentioned, it can be carnage in running for some horses. So as you say, if there is if you are going to find trouble in running, it can be here, can't it?
It absolutely can, and I do like Torsador. Jessie and Colin O'Donoghue just are on fire this season. There's just something happening there.
Such a patriot you are, aren't you?
I have to be. I think if anyone's going to put it up to him, he's the one to look at. So you can lay Stradivarius in the Matchbook betting exchange and back the field at bigger prices.
I mean, that's a good point. Plenty of people coming in here today when I've spoken to them about Stradivarius, they say, well, I like his chances, but at that price, is he value? I couldn't back him at that price. Well, with Matchbook, you have the opportunity to bet against him, of course.
Exactly. So I think if you're looking for something to do something a bit different and don't go with the crowd, that could be the way to go. Obviously, it would be amazing if Stradivarius did win, but it's not a one-horse race by any means.
Absolutely not. Be amazing for me if Del Harold won, but there we go. Maybe that's not going to happen. We'll see. You never know. A little bit earlier, we've got the Qatar Lennox Stakes as well, over 7 furlongs. It looks a good renewal with Guinea's form represented with Tip to Win in there, but there are some other progressive horses as well. And actually, he's Tip to Win. He did start the day as favourite, but he's just been quite easy to back. He seems a horse that, I don't know, has he always got the credit he deserves? I'm not quite sure.
I don't think he's got the credit he deserves at all. I think his run in the Guineas was massive. It'll be interesting. I think today's D-Day in a way. He needs to win today to live up to expectations. The big one for me is Dutch Connection. The ground is absolutely in his favour this season. He's won here before. He's coming back. I think if I was looking for the value in the field, that would be who I'd be going after.
The interesting thing with Dutch Connection is his trainer and the yard form. I mean, when this horse has been running, the yard really haven't been on song. I think they only had a couple of winners from 70-odd runners back in June, but they might just be getting back into form now, so that could be an angle in there. I quite liked a Mouse, given that we have had a little bit of rain, just easing that ground away from good to firm, and he's a progressive horse, but it's got quite a nice open feel to it, I think, that race.
It does, and I think the little bit of rain, the thing about here is it dries so quickly, so you'll have a really good cover of grass, but the chalk is very close to the surface, so it's going to dry and drain away very quickly. We'll have Ed Arkle Clark the course on the Matchbook podcast each day after racing to update us on how the track is riding, but I think it will be on the firmer side of good. If Ed will probably kill me for saying that, but I think you'll find that it will dry quite quickly, and it's warm here today, and there's a strong breeze, so the ground could not necessarily, the rain, I don't think the rain will make that huge a difference.
That's the sort of knowledge that you can get from Anna on what type of ground it is, where the chalk is in the ground. Because you know this track pretty well, it's fair to say.
Well, yes, 3 years working here, you can't really get away without learning something. Well, you'd hope I learned something in 3 years, I think, wouldn't you? So, yeah.
Let's jump to the last race of the day, because it's one of the Matchbook races, the Matchbook Time to Move Over Fillies Handicap Stakes. That's important because we've got Move Swiftly in there, so she would be an apt winner in some ways.
She would be a very apt winner, and I think William Haggis is having a fantastic season. His horses are in very, very good form, so she justified in favouritism. The one I quite liked was Elysium Dream. Richard Hannon's stable, obviously a great historical association with Goodwood. They've farmed this meeting for many years, so he's the one I quite like.
And owned by some well-known cricketers as well, the likes of Stuart Broad and Owen Morgan will be very happy if that horse was to go.
One of whom, it's his birthday today, so wouldn't that work out quite well?
Look at this knowledge.
I know.
Stalker. Very well done for knowing that. I'm impressed. Escape the City I quite like for Hughie Morrison. She ran a big race in the Sandringham. Last time was disappointing, but she's got the tongue tie in here, so you never know. Should we go back to the first race?
Yes.
The Matchbook Betting Exchange handicap over 10 furlongs. What are our thoughts on this race? Because we've got last year's horse who was first past the post and demoted to second back for a little bit more. I'm sure that horse is going to be popular. What else do you like in the race?
I think the thing with any handicap here is it's extremely competitive. At these big festivals, a competitive handicap becomes ultra competitive. So here, I quite liked Society Red for Richard Fahey at a slightly bigger price, and the other. So this is a bit of a strange reasoning behind, but Sheikh Mohammed bin Khalifa has had a winner at this meeting, usually on day one every year for the last 3 years, and he has bottom of the weights Tough Rocks running in that, and that would be one. I'd just be keeping an eye on him in the paddock, seeing how he looks, and that could be one. And also David Simcock loves Goodwood, and his horses run very, very well here.
Absolutely. And you mentioned that as well, the bigger prices in these sorts of races with Match, but you're going to get those slightly inflated prices as well.
Exactly, and 0% commission, so you take everything, you win home.
Absolutely. I'm taking a chance on Silver Line, and also Not So Sleepy at a bigger price for those reasons in that race. That's it. There's lots to enjoy today. I can't wait to get going now.
Yeah, I think we need to go down and get stuck in and start looking at some horses.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought you were going to say something extracurricular like a drink then, but no, we're going to be very professional.
We'll save that for later.
Quite right. Horses first. Anna, thank you.
Thanks, Tom.